Are we being scammed when we're supposed to be being protected by the SEC? We're going to dive into that today. You got to start asking yourself why. It's so critical to ask yourself why.
I ain't gonna give in now. I just gotta live this now. I'm gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in their ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the will. Cause I am just up on the journey. You just know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. We're going to dive in today around the SEC. Are we truly being scammed? Or are we being protected by the SEC? The Securities and Exchange Commission is supposed to protect investors, okay? They're supposed to enforce the current rules in place. Are they showing favoritism to certain companies to give themselves a pass because of their $100 million, $200 million, $300 million portfolios? Or are they truly in the best interest of us as consumers? So we're going to dive into that today. At the end of this video, I'm going to show you how you can become part of one of the greatest communities in human history that has changed over 6,000 warriors' lives as of today. So let's dive right into it. All right. So, man, I just want to share with you guys, all this is just facts, figures, numbers, logic. One of the questions you need to ask yourself is why. It's one of the most powerful questions in the world. When I was in banking school, CBA Executive Banking School, I graduated in 2016, I think it was. You can look it up. John Vasquez, CBA Executive Banking School. You can find me in that little graduation picture, okay? It's Consumer Banking Association. And I have dyslexia, so I have a little bit of a learning disability. So I have to really pay attention. Pay attention. You're paying for your attention. So I really paid attention. And I listened to how money flow works. And I listened to how the banking system works and how we scale banks. And I knew back then that fintech, financial technology, was taking over the system. I didn't understand I'd be teaching this stuff at this point or sharing my deep research. But I started to ask questions. Why? Why does the banking system operate this way? And you know what they'd always say? That's the way it's always been. That's the problem that we're facing right now, is we don't ask questions. We just hear from our grandparents and our parents that's been passed down over and over again, deep-rooted epigenetics. They say that's the way it's always been. Well, just because that's the way it's always been does not mean it's right, okay? So I just want you to let that sink in as I go through this. So I just want to share with you this news. Visa and MasterCard pause crypto push in wake of industry meltdown. Sources. So February 8th, U.S. payments giants Visa and MasterCard are slamming the brakes on plans to forge new partnerships with crypto firms after a string of high-profile collapses shook the faith in the industry. People familiar with the matter told Reuters. Of course they are. There's no regulation because of this clown stuff happening right here. Now, this doesn't have to do with cryptocurrency, but this shows you the favoritism and the lack of protection around truth. So we're going to listen to this. This is Truth Social CEO talking to Fox News around the SEC and Gary Gensler. So you just listen and I'll let you make an informed decision.
Trump Media and Technology Group, that's the parent company of Truth Social, is asking Congress to step in and investigate the Securities and Exchange Commission. The company alleging politicization in the delay of a merger with Digital World Acquisition Corp. Truth Social has been trying to merge with DWAC, the SPAC, now for over a year. Writing in a letter to lawmakers, quote, the obvious bias of SEC leadership irrevocably taints the agency's ability to conduct an impartial inquiry, writes Truth Social. Joining me right now is the CEO of Truth Social. He is former California Congressman Devin Nunes. Devin, it's great to see you today. Thanks very much for being here this morning. Well, you dealt with the leadership at the SEC when they were in different jobs, right? When you were probing the investigation of Russia collusion. So you've got a background with some of these folks. Tell us what you know.
Yeah, look, we do. And look, I wanted to give everybody the benefit of the doubt. We've walked through the process. You know, we're a privately held company, as you said, and we're going through a typical merger process with what basically is a finance company, a financing mechanism. Now, look, typically these deals, Maria, they get done somewhere between 90 to 120 days. You know, we're going on now.
Okay, I want you to hold on to that. Typically, these deals get done in 90 to 120 days. I want you to think about the Ripple and the SEC case. It's been going on for over 24 months.
Almost a year, and we've heard absolutely nothing. And so I think what's going on here is the SEC is simply just trying to run out the clock so that the lifetime of the SPAC, of this finance company, it ends in September and it dissolves. And that's what's going on here. Now, you ask me, who are these players? Well, look, Gensler, the head of the SEC, is someone who was heavily involved in the Russia hoax. In fact, he was the guy who helped to finance the Russia hoax. He was the treasurer of the Clinton campaign back in 2016. We investigated all of this in 17 and 18. And look, we found out that he was the guy who made the payments to a law firm who then moved it on to Fusion GPS. I think all of your viewers know that story. Now, look, how can a guy who I investigated, who clearly funded a dossier to target Donald Trump owns Truth Social, as I think most people know, how can that guy be in charge of this? But look, just to go even deeper, if you want to go know how deep this gets, it happens to be that Peter Strzok, who we also investigated, who was the FBI man in charge, who actually investigated the Russia hoax and helped to create the Russia hoax in many ways, and who was ultimately fired from the FBI. His wife also is one of the top people at the SEC. Now, look, we've asked simple questions. Why are these people involved? How can they possibly be unbiased at the SEC if they're people that we have had under investigation or related to people? In any normal world, you would recuse from this. Any lawyer involved. I mean, look at all the people that recuse themselves in typical business deals.
Okay, so we'll just leave it right there. Again, not for, against, left, right, up, down. These are facts, figures, numbers, logic. So let's go down the rabbit hole. Another big announcement was made yesterday. Brian Brooks appointed to the board of the Xrparmy Foundation. Brian Brooks appointed to the board of the Xrparmy Foundation. Brian Brooks led the head legal counsel of Coinbase in 2020 to take over the operation of currency control. To allow federally chartered banks and thrifts to custody your cryptocurrency. Left after a year, went to Binance, dove into Binance, and for some reason he was like, I'm out, and Binance is being pushed out. And now he is on the board of directors for the Xrparmy Foundation. Xrparmy is part of the ISO ecosystem. It is a massive, I've started going deep into Xrparmy. I started dollar cost averaging heavy into Xrparmy. I've shared that with you guys. I shared it with my academy. It took me a while to get into it, but once I realized how deep this is and the ISO is and the Hyperledger fabric is, I started investing heavily in Xrparmy. Dollar cost averaging right now. Have some money on the sidelines. When there's a nice dip coming in on the back end of the year, in my opinion, I'm going to stack up quite a bit of Xrparmy. Okay, so let's continue on. And we know Jay Clayton. These are all the players in the game. We got Gary Gensler, who was a head MIT professor for cryptocurrency. He's deep in the ecosystem. He has over 100 million in net worth. We got Brian Brooks bouncing around the system and making sure that we're set up for this new financial system. We got Jay Clayton now sitting on the board of the FDIC that's getting ready to bail in banks. You can't see the connection, then I don't know if you're asking the right questions, family. Okay, we got Jay Clayton. Okay, he sits on the, ex-SEC chairman Jay Clayton joins crypto investor Electric Capital as an advisor. We got Andreessen Horowitz. This gentleman, Bill Hinman, is the former director for the Securities Exchange Commission Division of Corporation Finance, joins the advisory partnership and the crypto team. Crypto Fund 3, a $2.2 billion crypto fund. Bill Hinman, the former director of the SEC Commission, joins the finance advisory. We could keep talking about the same things in nauseum over and over again, or we can take action, right? There's no evil force stopping us. We know that this stuff is happening. It's nothing new under the sun. This is going to continue to happen in human history over and over again. You can fight against it. You can try to stop it, or you can take action and change it. That's it. And what I mean by that is changing internally, changing your heart, changing your actions. And I'll tell you what, the multimillionaires and billionaires aren't doing their finances the same as you. They're not investing the same. They're not in the same emotional cycles as us. They're doing the complete opposite of us. And ever since I changed my game plan 4 years ago, my whole life has radically changed. I'm unemployable. I cannot work for somebody ever again. So I own multiple companies in different sectors. I'm diversified in crypto, leverage life insurance, different sectors, guys. Life is now fun because I understand how the fluidity of money works. And so if you need support, warriors, in the description down below, you can join our Warrior Academy. And here's a video to break it down exactly why we want you part of our family. Warriors, Rise, get your shit together. Let's go.
To keep you trapped. 2017, I walked out of a high-paid vice president job because I was absolutely miserable. Working 16 to 19 hours a day because that's what the system taught me to do. And what I discovered through countless hours of meditation, research, reading books, understanding how the millionaires and billionaires operate, the system is designed to keep you trapped. Today, I own multiple companies. I travel all over the world. I'm financially free, and that's exactly why I created this community of like-minded warriors coming together called the 3T Warrior Academy. Now, I don't say this to brag. I'm sharing this with you to show you what's possible for you. Whether you're just starting out or you're looking to take your life to another level, we believe the Warrior Academy has something for everybody. Processes that take you step by step through discipline, consistent activities, and that's exactly what you're going to get. Our 120-day challenge, all you have to do is open up the app and take it day by day. We're going to take you through the discipline, consistent activities to take your life to the next level. Within 1 week, you're going to feel a difference. Within a month, people are going to notice a change in you. That's how powerful this 120-day challenge is. So if you're truly ready to break free from the old paradigm into a new paradigm of discipline, consistency, great relationship with your family, financial freedom, and learning the pillars of wealth that will change your life and generational wealth to come, I'm going to invite you to do our program for 7 days for free. The 120-day challenge has changed over 5,000 warriors' lives worldwide, and we hope to be yours next. Warriors, rise, get your shit together. Let's go.